Welcome back to the Nivcast. It's been a long time, and today we're talking about the Ukraine-Russia war. This is Roma, I'm Oscar, and we're talking more specifically about how you can help, because I think everyone knows what's happened already.
Yeah. First of all, you can of course donate things. You can donate clothing, you can donate medication, you can also donate toys for children. There are.
Money.
And second, you can donate money. Make sure to donate all these things to trustworthy organizations, for example, the Ukrainian Red Cross. Please don't get scammed. If you want to donate money, you can transfer it to people in Ukraine that you know, your friends, maybe you have family, or you can book Airbnbs hosted by people in the Ukraine, and obviously they will receive money through that.
Also, if you live in Berlin, for example, as I think most of the people who watch the podcast do, you can go to the Zentral Omnibus Bahnhof, which is at Messe, or Hauptbahnhof. There's a lot of Ukrainian refugees arriving and leaving to further cities in Europe. They need fluent Ukrainian speakers, Russian speakers, English speakers, and French and Arab speakers. Definitely at times where there's not that many volunteers, so in the night, starting from 10 in the evening, on Sundays and Saturdays and Fridays especially. So there, if it's a free time for you, it's very nice if you come. On top of that, they need food and everything imaginable, simple med kits, sandwiches, anything. We went there, we gave out sandwiches. There were many volunteers, wonderful to see that many people helping, and everyone's really friendly and helpful with each other. So it's definitely worth it to check it out, and also share what you can do best, or share how you can help with the people there, because it's for the best interest.
Yeah, furthermore, especially again if you live in Berlin, you can help find places for the people arriving to stay at. You can help find hotels that will take in people, or Airbnb hosts anyone. And of course you can also provide your own apartments or houses, even if it's for one night, and even if it's only for one person, it's still really helpful. Just try to help in any way you can, and housing is definitely a very good idea.
Just for info as well, trains from Ukraine arrive, or from Poland more specifically, arrive every 2 hours in Berlin, so there's no time where you cannot help. And as well, you can also help by driving to the Polish-Ukrainian border, picking up refugees yourself, trying to help and pick up people who are not accepted on trains, who simply have a hard time getting on them. I'm sure most of you have seen videos on social media about racism there, so if you want to pick up people of ethnic minorities there who have a harder time fleeing, you can do that as well. Keep in mind the Polish-Ukrainian border is not as far as you think it is, and therefore it's really helpful if you do that.
Yeah, and definitely not only Polish-Ukrainian borders, but also the other borders, and you can bring resources there and all the other things that Oscar said, and you can also help at the camps there directly. And
especially with languages as well. If you speak French or Arab, there's not that many at the Polish-Ukrainian border who speak these languages, and it's very helpful if you can mix in with these people there. What else?
Then, of course, other things that you can do is help raise awareness. There are still people. I think everyone knows about what has happened, about the events unfolding right now, but a lot of people don't know everything. A lot of people don't understand the situation entirely, and you can help raise further awareness. You can discuss it, you can talk about it, you can campaign for it, you can just your friends, your family, inform everyone, help fight misinformation. We have to keep the real story, and if some news outlets, newspapers, anything, if they're publishing articles that you are unhappy with, if they're presenting one-sided opinions or views, write to them, report it, just fight misinformation and spread awareness.
And with that also you can push your own government to do something. You can pressurize just by simply attending a demo, or even propagating the fact that the demo is happening. So you push it on your social media. You tell people. You talk to your family even who have more say and have a stronger reach in people who can vote as well. You can just like raise information. You can speak about missing sanctions, and still most importantly, go to demos. The demos are always happening in the center of Berlin, which is really near to the Regierungsviertel. So the voices are definitely heard.
Yeah. Furthermore, help or don't create more divide. This is
very important.
Yeah, this is already a very divided issue. People are taking sides, and you can definitely help with that. There are a lot of Russian people. Most Russians don't support the war, and they don't support Putin's actions. The soldiers, they don't want to be fighting in Ukraine. Most of them don't know what's going on, and they don't know who or whom they're fighting. They're sent off, and they're all misinformed. There's a strong misinformation and propaganda campaign happening in Russia. Support every side. Everyone is losing lives. Ukraine is suffering. Of course, Russia isn't suffering as much, but the Ukraine is struggling. But it doesn't mean you have to blame the whole population.
Of Russia.
Yeah, of Russia. Most people in Russia want to stop the war, and they're taking to streets. They're doing the best they can to protest their government. So discuss this issue as it really is. Russian people, a lot of them, as I said, are taking to the streets, but the government is censoring them. There's a strong propaganda campaign. Russia has blocked Facebook and Twitter. They're blocking other major newspapers. They're canceling radio shows. They're canceling shows on national television. If you know people in Russia, help raise awareness, talk to them, help overcome the censorship that is happening. Battle whatever you can.
Yeah, especially you want to name some Russian social media networks so people can still mix in with Russian people, especially since the American networks are being banned, maybe.
Yeah, definitely Facebook got banned, Twitter got banned, Instagram will probably get banned soon, so you can get on VKontakte. All Russian people use it, especially young people, and you can also create an Odnoklassniki account. We will link the two apps below. Just spread information, post whatever you can. Hopefully you will reach some people. A lot of Russian people are still trying to use VPN, so they will spread the campaigns that can be happening in Russia so that Russian people know about it, even if the government is trying to make that information less accessible to them.
Okay, lastly, use your voice wisely on social media. In the past days I've seen a lot of people posting fake pictures, which is not good because it's misinformation and it further dramatizes something which is already traumatic. On top of that, there's a lot of information which even people in Germany can find useful. So all that we shared, for example, hotlines, list of stuff the donation centers need, sanctions that still need to be imposed. Even only your opinion on something, they help. And if you spread those, it's much more than just posting a picture, which has been like posted a lot of times, which looks a bit more aesthetic or follows the narrative of like war photography. Like we understand, and most of the people already are sure that war is bad. They don't need to understand that. Furthermore, you can post more effectively and spread more information instead of just simple photos or memes, even worse. What's also not good is if you compare to other issues which are happening on the world and preach your own self for some things. For example, like everyone is talking about Ukraine but no one's talking about Palestine. Thing is, everyone has a right to talk about Palestine when they want, and everyone has a right to talk about Ukraine. Why is the person posting that when Ukraine is happening and not talking about Ukraine is not happening, better put in words. So definitely think twice before you post something on social media. Use it wisely because people get very annoyed or very bored of stories. So if you keep it simple, understandable, and actually informative, it's much more useful and effective than if you just post random pictures or memes or some complaints about other stuff, about side topics in that sense.
Yep. Use your voice to call people to action.
Thank you, that will be it. Thank you for listening.